All right, baby.
Go Rogue.
Let's get to this day in history. Hit it. Hit it, please. Hit it. This day in history. Christopher Brockman, what do you have over there?
All right. So on this date, March 1st, 2000. March 1st, 2000. The Boston Celtics, in the middle of a terrible season, lost a home game to the Toronto Raptors, despite some good efforts from Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce and their head coach.
Larry Bird, too, right? Larry Bird?
And Robert Parrish,
Right.
and Kevin McHale,
Right.
and Dennis Johnson.
Oh, I'm sorry. They weren't there, right?
Their head coach was a guy named Rick Pitino. Perhaps you've heard of him. He was terrible as Celtics head coach.
Just stop editorializing and get to the news.
He was making all kinds of moves, unhappy with the roster, looking for improvements. And the normally cordial Boston media was letting him have
cordial.
it. And he said this after the game.
You're the people being negative, being some of the fans. Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans. Kevin McHale's not walking through that door, and Robert Parrish is not walking through that door. And if you expect them to walk through the door, they're going to be gray and old. What we are is young, exciting, hardworking, and going to improve. And people don't realize that. And as soon as they realize that those three guys are not coming through that door, the better this town will be for all of us. Because they're young guys in that room playing their asses off. I wish we had $90 million under the salary cap. Wish we could buy the world. We can't. The only way we can do is work hard. And all this negativity that's in this town sucks. And I've been around, and when Jim Rice was booed, I've been around with Yastrzemski booed, and it stinks. It makes the greatest town, greatest city in the world lousy. The only thing going to turn this around is being upbeat and positive like we are in that locker room. So if you think that we're not coming to play against the Toronto Raptors, you're mistaken. Only we're not coming to play with Bird, McHale, and Parrish, or Cousy or Russell. We're coming with young guys who want to get better, want to play the game. And we're going to stay positive all the way through. And if you think I'm going to succumb to negativity, you're wrong. You got the wrong guy leading this basketball team.
Man, he was
22 years ago
he
today.
was so upbeat and so positive and such a leader of this team that less than 10 months later, after a 12-22 start, you know what he did? He quit because he's a loser.
Amuse you?
Very
F that guy.
That was This day in history had a lot of editorializing to it.
Man,
Or may I give the counter
please
approach?
do. Please do.
Or showing a mirror to the fan base that's not happy unless they're terribly unhappy. Terribly unhappy.
Well, he made us plenty unhappy.
The negativity in that town does suck.
When you stink, you deserve to be told you stink. And he stunk.
This day in history, everybody.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
He's not wrong. Bird and McHale and Parrish are not coming through the door. And if they did, they were old and gray. He had a front row seat in Providence, man, out there in Rhode Island, which I guess is on the outskirts of New England, right? So we're right there in New England.
Right. He was so dedicated to rebuilding the C's that he quit after 34 games.
He was so
the next
terrific
year.
as Providence head coach. Do you know who his star player was at Providence?
Billy Donovan.
The current head coach of the surging Chicago Bulls, Billy Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, taking a pound of flesh out of some Big East Titans.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
You know? That's when Ewing and Mullen roamed the Big East earth.
Wilder Berry.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie Cycli.
And the Celtics wanted a piece of that. So they hired a guy who let everybody know, you suck. And then you turned back and you said, no, you suck. Which is the most New England battle of all time. We suck, you suck. So stop sucking and stop telling us that we suck, and you're the one who should stop the sucking.
Hey,
Sucker.
Hey, I got a great idea.
Sucking.
Let's trade Chauncey Billups after 50 games.
But there's two things.
Guy's only a Hall of Famer.
Can you put up a still shot, Hoskins, of that? There's two things that still have not changed from that day 22 years ago. You know where I'm going?
I know where
Two
you're going.
things.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I know what the one thing is for sure.
New Englanders
I know
are not
exactly.
happy unless they're unhappy. That hasn't changed. 22 years hasn't changed. You got a shot of it? The other thing is, New Englanders love their Dunkin' Donuts.
Love Dunkin' Donuts.
Love it. Can't get enough of their Dunkin'.
Haven't changed the logo of the Celtics or Dunkin'.
They love it.
See, I thought you were going to say something about his hair.
No, they love their Dunkin' Donuts. We suck, you suck, so stop sucking.
No, you shut your mouth.
Albert Breer coming up an hour or two.
What's
Great
funny?
this
What's
day in
funny?
history. Seriously, great this day in
As
history.
soon as that was over, he went and slept in his coffin. So bizarre.
We got to get him off the Pitino subject because he's.
I kind of like this.
You do?
Yeah, you know, just
Now,
give him something to
did we
complain
come
about.
up with a poll question
Just ruined
based
my-
on this? It's like a
ruined my
little sidecar, like a little sidecar martini.
Sure, I'm throwing
to
up
this
a ton
tall
of polls
drink
today.
What do you got?
Yeah, so we were gonna do biggest
Biggest coaching flop, right?
From college,
Big
right?
name, biggest big name coaching
big
flop.
name coaching flop.
Pitino in Boston.
Yep.
Right? What was the other ones that we came up
Urban
with?
and-
Urban and Jacksonville.
Jacksonville,
Urban,
which
yeah,
probably
and,
the runaway.
I mean, I don't know.
John Calipari, with the
Calipari,
Nets.
Pitino.
with the New Jersey Nets.
The New Jersey
Fresh
Nets.
off of his UMass.
Yeah.
We
Took him
talked about
that
Petrino.
team took him to the Final Four. Marcus Camby.
They were
Yeah,
great.
Bobby Petrino, Steve Spurrier, I think is a pretty big one. He was not good with Washington.
Petrino was big in Louisville. I don't know if he was. You can't put
Wasn't
him on the
Steve-
same caliber as Patino and Urban Meyer. You
Wasn't
can't.
Steve Spurrier either, man. Remember what a big deal that was?
Spurrier, with big ball coach going to the pros, that was huge.
Huge. Went 12-20. Not good.
All right, so put those three in there, right?
All right.
Put those three in there. That's good.
Patino.
Is there a fourth? Anybody if we're missing? Here's what we'll do. Wait a bit. See if people call in. 844-204.
You don't want to put Spurrier on there?
We could. Well, let's see if there's anybody out there, if there's anybody that we're missing. Big name coach going to a big city and just flopping.
Pooping the bed.
And Jacksonville, I know, doesn't qualify as a major metropolis, but
it's a
it is
major
the
coach.
National Football League.
Yeah.
And the Khan family paid him 8 figures. An 8-figure-a-year contract,
It's a lot of scratch.
reportedly, allegedly. Oh, boy. How does he not win this poll? Going away.
Yeah, this should be a pretty simple one.
I mean, one guy, you know, as much as you despise Pitino, he didn't kick Antoine Walker, right? Did he snort laugh right there? Did I get him? Yep. Did I get him?
He did not.
Did
not
I
that
get TJ
not
snort
that I know
laughing?
of. Not that I know of. Yeah, not that I know of.
Snuck that one in there.
Imagine a Patino just kicking Twan.
I don't
Kicking
care. By the way,
Twan.
I don't care how
By the
bad
way,
Urban was.
great.
I'm voting for Pitino.
That's a great house band. Kicking Twan.
Kicking Twan.
I'm voting
Ladies
for
and
Pitino.
gentlemen,
Put your hands together.
For Kicking
Opening up
Twan.
for JD in the straight shot. Kicking Twan.
Kicking Twan.
Put your hands together. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.